Yes, everyone. What's happening? Stephen Howson.
Ronaldo Brown.
All right.
I'm all right as can be.
Sound.
Looking forward to tonight, actually.
I'm looking forward to tonight. It's a good opportunity for United to have a go at someone else. Another team that's probably pretty disappointed with their own season. I don't think Simeone is in the firing line. What do you reckon he'd get excited to finish outside the top four? Or has he got enough money in the bank, do you reckon?
Nah, he's got way too much money
also,
in the
his
bank.
payoff would be big. He's
Would
on
be
like
huge.
36 million a
Yeah,
year.
he's the richest manager in the world, isn't he?
What has his agent done to get him on that contract? He's nearly $1 million a week for a manager.
What's skyrocketing Atletico Madrid to a bit more relevance, kind of. Even though they've always been a big club.
Yeah, they've always been a pretty big club, but like breaking the duopoly of Barcelona, Real Madrid, which he's done it twice. He's won 2 titles.
I'm not too sure. I know he won last year for sure, but I'm trying to figure
He won
out.
one a few years ago, you know. I think pretty sure Ben went to go and watch them lift the trophy at the new camp, and he said they had about 50 fans in, and Barcelona didn't let him lift the trophy there at the end of the game. Last game of the season, they've just won the league. Yeah, fuck off, you're not lifting the trophy.
Yeah, that's does that go deep into the politics behind all the clubs there as well?
Maybe, but
a bit of Madrid-Barcelona thing, Catalan.
Like, obviously, we're in a title race at the moment. If we lost the title on the last day of the season and we played the team that won it, I would shake their hand and I would say, well done. It's been a long season, you've earned it.
Even if, God forbid, this has happened before though, innit? God forbid. When Arsenal won the league at Old Trafford, didn't they?
I don't know if they actually won it then, or if that was a big step towards winning it. It's never usually over till a fat lady sings, is it?
Never. Where did that statement come from? Fat lady sings.
I think it used to be operas used to close.
Not surprised this guy knows this. That's the sort of thing you know.
I know. I don't know why I know this, but I think operas used to close with what's the name of them?
A fat singer bellowing.
Oh no, there's a name for
someone in the comments.
Is it a soprano?
With a soprano singing, and then that's
something
to
along those lines. Yeah, so basically they close the show out with their big like solo.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So that's why it's not over till a fat lady sings.
Nice.
So because that must have been a phrase. Someone goes to the opera first time, like how long? Because opera's like 4 hours long, aren't it? How long is this shit? And someone over there, it's not over till the fat chick sings.
So boring though, them pantomimes and all of that. But on the topic at hand, because I know you only speak about the Atletico, you did a scout on Atletico as well. Mm-hmm. They've got a lot of problems.
He's won 2, 13-14. That was when Ben went, and then last season. I thought it was 2.
Yeah. They've got they've had an indifferent season defensively, and that's kind of been their staple over the years.
Well, that's been their like power play, innit? Like we are hard to beat, bosh.
But they've been better than past years. It's weird going forward. They've been one of the most high-scoring teams.
Well, attack and defense is a team game.
Yeah.
You attack as a team, you defend as a team, and sometimes you can, like, look at that season under Jose where we had a record number of clean sheets.
Yeah.
We couldn't score for shit because we were probably a little over-focused on not conceding. And therefore, we were a better structure defensively. It wasn't just like Chris Smalling. I mean, Chris Smalling, this isn't Louis actually, but Chris Smalling had one of those seasons where he was just on fire.
He was actually great.
And he individually was good, but he was aided by the structure of the rest of the team, and we kept clean sheets on the basis of that. And then sometimes you can have seasons where your attack looks like it's on fire, but every game's 4-3.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what would you rather? Would you win games 4-3, or you'd be a little bit more 2-0, 1-0?
I much prefer the clean sheets, mate. I like a clean sheet.
Yeah, clean sheets. They add a little bit of a polish to the victory.
Yeah.
There's less blemishes when you're looking back on it. But I think people are really confident looking at the Atletico Madrid because they have had a similarly disappointing season.
Well, Jan Oblak's a weird one, but I think he had a similar season to this a few years ago, but then had a worldie against Liverpool in the Champions League.
Yeah, that's exactly what the game is when you're a keeper, though, because he could have had all that form and he could still pull out a blinder.
It's in him.
It's in him, definitely.
For me, he was like, I don't even know how to describe how good he was just a couple of years ago and for the 10 years before that.
Best in the world?
He was the best in the world, but like I don't know if there's an adjective I'm trying to think of for how good he was. It was just like
transcendent.
He was flawless. Like it was like he just was like almost like arrogantly like, you don't score against me. Are you mad? Now, Atletico denied a lot of shots.
Yeah.
But then the ones that snuck through, it was very Van der Sar 2008. We didn't let you have a lot of shots, But then we had the best keeper in the world who
That
would
would
deal
stop
with
him,
those
that would deal with
on
him.
top of that. And we had like 20 odd games with clean sheets in, if it was 08, 07, 08 or 08, 09. I think it might have been 08, 09.
It's a concentration element, or with the Oblak thing, though, because we were actually going back as far as last season. Last season, by metric, he was the best keeper in Europe when he won the league. And this season, had a huge fall.
Less than half the shots
less than
saved.
half the shots saved, but he's been the worst keeper in the league, and that is insane for someone that was one of the best keepers.
Basically, his statistics at the moment is like 42% saves. Something like that.
It was 47.3%, but then he had a clean sheet against Osasuna on Sunday. That bumped it up a little bit to like just under 50.
Okay.
But still, it's still the worst by quite a wide margin.
Theoretically, we get 2 shots on target tonight. One's gone in.
That's how it's been
Statistically.
Yeah, that's how it's been for him.
Shit, man.
But we might need because
I hope it goes like that. I don't think it goes like that.
Hope it doesn't. We've been creating a lot of chances recently and not scoring as much. When we scored 4 against Leeds, we were due that. We due scoring that many because we're creating opportunities. It's not like it's been a weird one with the form we've had. We've drawn games 1-1. We've had dodgy defensively, but going forward, we've actually been creating a lot of chances. We've just not been putting them all away. And I hope.
Do you know what it is? It's almost like he came in, and it's like trying to think of like a analogy here. It's like you try and supercar up. You go, right, okay, you got a Corsa, right? I'm going to stick a big fat engine in my Corsa. And then you go, oh shit, the brakes need upgrading. Oh shit, the tyres need upgrading. Oh shit, my suspension needs upgrading.
Yeah.
I think Ralf Rangnick came in and gave us a new engine. He was like, right, you need a new engine. You got to start working harder. You got to start pressing. And then as soon as it was like, oh, the brakes, defense is shit. And he came in and he did, like, if you look at the XG under or the XG under Ralph, the one thing you can tangibly say he did is he just reduced that XG down to, I think he's had less than 1 XG more times. It was like 7 or 8 times, which was more than all he'd had in the previous year or two, just in those first 7 or 8 games or 12 games. And he'd kept it less than 1 XG conceded. Now, people can still think, I mean, this is called the XG file, so we're allowed to talk about XG.
Of course.
But when you look at what XG is, it's just giving you the quality of chances that you concede. Now, less than 1 XG conceded probably means like you'd probably give them like a 0.2 or a 0.3, which is a pretty good shot inside the box, maybe around a penalty spot, that 14, 15 yard out, and then maybe a couple of sighters from distance. That would be like an under 1 XG. Like, who was it that missed? Was it Ronaldo that missed just inside the penalty, inside the 6 yard box?
Yeah, it's the one where Pogba's absolutely tore the right back to shreds.
That might be like a 0.6, 0.7 level of shot.
It was slightly behind him, but I don't know if they factor that in.
Yeah.
When
it's just where it comes from.
It'll just
and
be aerial.
that is the flaw in it a little bit, is it doesn't tell whether he was off the ground, it doesn't tell whether like, was there 5 men in front of you? It just says the probability of scoring from that spot is X.
I don't think it's just...
Literally.
I think there is a bit of detail in that, though, because apparently, correct me if I'm wrong, it's weighted quite heavily headers.
Yeah.
Headers and XG rated quite high. So you could have a lot of headers from the 12-yard box that blaze
when
over the bar.
you're calculating, there's an XG calculator that you can go on, and there's a couple of metrics that you can add on top of the location. And it can be, was it a result of a cross, a dribble, or was it a first-time hit, I think those are some of the things. And then the other 2 options is, was it with a foot or a head? And they're the only 2 options. It's like if you chest one in, there's no option for that. Like, you're obviously close enough to chest it in.
Yeah, but judging by Ronaldo's record against Atletico Madrid, I don't think he misses them against them.
Let's hope.
It might be somewhere where he actually feels at home.
Let's hope.
Might get Madrid Ronaldo back now that he's in that area, especially because he's been... I saw some records about his hat-tricks that he scored against Atletico. Apparently, Jan Oblak, who we've been speaking about, has only conceded 2 hat-tricks in his career, and they've both been Cristiano Ronaldo.
You tell him that on the way out, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Hey, have you conceded any hat-tricks in the past? Yeah. How many? 2.
2.
Who 2?
You.
You just grin at him like that, wouldn't you? Like that.
It's gonna be hot. Listen, it's gonna be no. We can't have no frailing players later on because it's gonna be the atmosphere there is meant to be crazy. They're gonna be thinking similar to us about their league form being a bit indifferent. That they're gonna be targeting the Champions League as something that is like a bit of a fresh slate. They can go all guns blazing in, and I think that we're gonna have to be ready. A lot of people are really confident because they've seen the form that Atletico Madrid have been in. But it's still going to be a dangerous game because theoretically, not even theoretically, literally, they are better than the likes of Burnley and Newcastle and Norwich and Brighton and some of the teams that we played recently, where we've not completely washed them. So if you're going in the Champions League playing against Atletico Madrid, you've got the element of not being able to play them a lot often. I don't think we've played them. We've only not played them since 31 years. It's not going to be an easy game at all.
Winners' Cup champions of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just trying to read the quotes
a lot of equalisers
from Rangnick because I did see something earlier, but I haven't been able to substantiate it at all. And someone said that Dalot and Wan-Bissaka was injured, but I can't find any truth to that. So I'm going to.
I've not seen it. I've more saw something yesterday suggesting that with Wan-Bissaka now being completely fully fit and Dalot being fully fit, it was a question of who does Rangnick actually go with against Atletico rather than both being unavailable.
Right.
So I'm not sure where that's coming from. And if you can't see anything about it...
Mark Ogden yesterday said that he's getting a new contract, doesn't mention his fitness though. There's also some possibility that United could be spending 100 million on Harry Kane. I'll tell you what, they're not. How about that?
Definitely not, dude.
Absolutely not. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no point in us talking about who plays if they're injured. I think the obvious thing that you do is probably just move Lindelof over. There's not really many other options in the current squad.
I don't think... If they're both... We're thinking if they are both injured. I don't think they are. I think that might have just been something.
But I think that's how you fix that. I think you just play Lindelof.
Yeah.
Away from home tonight, do you expect United to have a high line, or do you think we're going to be a bit more conservative? Because you can't really play both games.
Atletico Madrid aren't completely possession-based compared to most of the Liga teams. We did the data. Apparently they're on 8th in the league, ranked.
9th.
8th or 9th, yeah. But if you look at it, that's almost middle of the road, and they still average over a good portion over 50%. And I do believe
it was 56. I think it was 56%.
It weren't that high. Trust me, it was like 52ish. But that is still a metric where I think it'll be a little bit more balanced than we usually see. I think we're going to expect Atletico Madrid to low block, to be a little bit deep, to be solid. I think we can see United doing a little bit of that as well, looking to counter. I think we'd rather draw Atletico Madrid out rather than trying to take control of the ball and trying to create when they've kind of set up their 2 banks of 4 and then Simeone has got him in that regimented shape that they usually get into.
How do you train a team to be default pressing and then switch it off? This month, obviously we're talking about March Madness. Yeah. March is a madness. With who we've got to play this month, Spurs, Liverpool, City, Atletico, basically twice.
Yeah, it is March Madness. People can think, it's not March. It's literally March in about 6 days. Yeah,
it's madness.
It's March in about 5 days. We're looking ahead, and it's gonna be crazy. And I'm not sure we can come out.
If we won all of these games, we're gonna be delirious by the end of this month.
Listen, if we win all of those games, we might do. Who knows? But anyway, if we do, listen.
Do you know what? I might put a 5 on a multiple of United just winning all of them games.
So what?
Because it must be mad money.
Saying WLD. What are you thinking in those games? So you've got Spurs, you've got Liverpool, you've got Atletico Madrid, and you've got City. Right? You've got them 4 games in March, and where are the wins in that? Possibly Spurs and Atletico.
Yes, I couldn't sit here in good faith and tell you that I'm sure United are beating City or Liverpool. We're not better than them.
No, I very much doubt.
And we're not playing like you go, no, we're not better than them.
You don't want to play Man City or Pep within the next 3 games after they've lost the game. That's one thing I've realised. People only feel sorry for Everton because City have just come off a loss.
Get smacked up this week. Everton are on the cliff edge of getting dragged into a relegation battle. Like if the teams below them pick up any level of form, and Everton's next, pull up Everton's fixtures for us, please.
I don't see it. But the interesting one though is we're talking about our March fixtures.
They're 16th, right? They're on 22 points, which is the same as Newcastle, but they have got a game in hand on Newcastle. If Watford or Burnley win 2 games, they're below them. Everton's next fixtures. Pull up Everton's next fixtures for us.
They've got City.
They have got they've got City, then they've got Boreham Wood, which you think they're picking up a win.
We're talking about league though.
Yeah, but then they've got Everton, and then they've got Wolves, and then they've got Newcastle, and then they've got.
You just
Watford.
said Everton have got Everton. Everton have got City, Tottenham, Wolves, Newcastle were flying.
Everton, then West Ham, then us. They could literally, talking about March Madness for us, they could only beat Boreham Wood in that month.
And then be in a relegation fight.
Yeah, because obviously they got Watford who are directly below them. Newcastle are level with them. They're not beating City. They're probably not beating Tottenham. Wolves are flying at the moment. That could be 3 defeats.
Newcastle I think have not lost in 6 league games. They've won 5, drawn 1.
They're in fire. Yeah. Trippier's injured now though.
Yeah.
That's a blow. But if Newcastle beat them, Everton are in the relegation battle, whether they like it or not. The only thing is then, have Watford or Burnley been able to pick up any points?
Yeah, it's going to say, it's hard when you're looking at who Everton are playing. Usually the teams at the bottom of the league, anyway, they're not picking up points in theirs. They'll be going into every game possibly losing or drawing as well, so it kind of balances out.
I'm just going to quickly try and do a multiple while we're in the mixer here and just see.
What you promoting here, mate?
Well, nobody, that's why I'm not to do it. I'm putting my bets on.
Nah.
And I'm just going to try and see. So pull United's fixtures up for me. So I think we got Watford weekend, right? So, yeah, Watford weekend and then City on the 6th. So let me pull that one up. City. We're 7-1 for that game. So I can only do those 3. All right, so for United to win all of those 3 is 27-1. So that's to beat Atletico, beat Watford, beat City, 27-1. 5 run outs, 140.
If Leicester and Everton were actually as good as they were advertised to be this season, we even go into April playing Leicester and Everton back-to-back. No really easy games in the Premier League anyway, but it's a tough run. And the thing is with Leicester, I don't really trust them. I think they're one of them where they're always capable of putting in some crazy performances.
So we've been a bit disappointed mostly with some of the results of United and performances of United because we was expected to swat away some of the teams and we didn't quite manage to do it. I wonder if the expectation shift helps. Like if we just pull results out for the next month and play shit, but hey, we won.
Yeah,
I think people take that way more than playing shit and getting a result against, which we didn't do, against Middlesbrough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think people are way cooler. Hey, we didn't play well today against Spurs, Atletico, Liverpool, City. We played like shit, but we won. I think people don't really care. We've got some super chats here.
Yeah.
Axmeet says, how's it going? Nice to catch you live for a change. What's the acceptable result in the next few games? Not back-to-back defeats, I reckon.
No back-to-back defeats.
And win at least one.
And win at least one. Which probably won't help us, though, in the top 4, because the reason why it's the biggest month of our season is because we find out whether we actually get to the quarters of the Champions League. And we find, which is the only other competition that we can win this season. Can we
not win the league?
No. and then this March can literally determine whether we finish top 4 or not. It's literally the biggest month of United season, without a shadow of a doubt, and it's one of the biggest months we've had in recent memories. To be honest,
it's ours. Paddock are going for a double, and we're outsiders for both. We've got 3 games left in the league, massive one this weekend. We're on 37 points, 15 games played, 18 is all we have to play. Second place is Moston. They're on 36 points. If they beat us, they take us out of the running for the race. On 14 games, 34 points is De La Salle, who, if they win all of their games in hand, they draw with where we are. If we win our remaining games, we finish on the same points, but their goal difference kills ours. It's going to the wire. There's 1 point essentially separates 3 teams with 3 games to go for 2 of us, and we have to play each other, and then 4 games for the other team who've got a couple of tricky fixtures, but two fixtures that you'd expect them to blow the opposition away. We've got a mad 3 weeks. We're also in the semi-finals of a cup.
Yeah. So it's not going to be the best.
5 games, yeah.
It's not going to be the best week. It's not going to be the best month for your heart.
Mental health.
Your mental health or your heart is what
it could go mega.
Is what it does sound like.
If United do the business and Paddock do the double, fucking hell. I'm going to have to check into the Priory.
You might turn into an alcoholic. Not condoning. But you know what I was actually mentioning to you, what Real said, because I was watching Vibe. It's true that even though people have had their wondering whether Rangnick's done the job or whatever on our fixtures, that since Rangnick's come in, it's true that only City have picked up more points than us.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people in the comments saying that Liverpool might have done as well, but it was true up to 1 point.
This is what I'm saying, but I think it's more because we looked at the fixtures and expected it. But now I'm talking about the fact that if you're thinking managerially going into March, you've got Rangnick versus Pep, you've got Rangnick versus Klopp, you've got Rangnick versus Conte, you've got Rangnick versus Simeone. It's a battle of minds, and it's the cream. See if the cream rises to the top. Obviously,
and
they've got better
Watford
teams.
manager by weekend, because that could change.
Yeah, every couple of months.
They're like, listen, we said that you just put your name on your door. We didn't like that, so we're getting Big Sam in now. Have they had Big Sam? They've not had Big Sam. They must be close to getting Big Sam. Peter Kelly with a super chat there says, I reckon we beat City and Spurs and draw with Madrid, win the tie and draw with Liverpool. If you're selling it, I'm buying it.
That has got to be the most positive. If he basically thinks we go through the month undefeated. Jeez, confident. Don't know if that's
if that's on offer, I'm picking it up and taking it home.
Delusions.
Arindo says Rangnick isn't a genius. I don't know what that's got.
I didn't say he's a genius. Just said it's a battle of minds, isn't it?
Hostad says Density goes out to war. It's a crazy few months. I'm not in the firing line for getting called up just yet.
Neither am I.
Going into Ukraine.
Neither am I.
Scroll up a little bit. Mr. Dekani says we need to go on an Ollie interim type winning streak when he got the job. That'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Which Prem club do I think will be the first sponsored by a blockchain network? That's an interesting one.
Ronaldo generally has zero knowledge about anything outside of football.
That's true.
That is, you know what? That is kind of half true, man. Can't fight it on that one.
Honestly, some of the questions
unless it's really random stuff that you shouldn't know.
Janine's like a surrogate mum to him. Some of the shit he comes out with to her, where you're just like, what? How? Do you know what amazes me sometimes is that you lived on your own and didn't die in Loughborough. How did you manage that?
Do you know
who was looking after you at Loughborough?
I actually was looked after a little bit. Not looked after you, but I had a good support system and a good lady.
Yeah, I thought so.
Do you know what I mean?
A lady friend or just a random lady?
Just a lady friend, innit?
Okay.
Moving on.
Ed T says draws all the way through. Just feels like we are going on some sort of run. It's fucking sensational if we're doing it. If we just start picking W's up left, right and centre. KOTH Mike says, hey up lads, hope you're keeping well. Steve, your lives of late have been mint. Thank you, Arkid. They've been going all right, haven't they? Have you tuned in for any of the late ones?
Yeah, I do tune in. Of course I tune in.
I'm just saying.
Subscribe, right? That's what you meant to do.
What I'm thinking I need is I might have to move to a lav mic kind of situation, because I'm reckon it might be the move to getting a bit of a lounger, roll back a little bit.
So you're not sat forward breaking your back.
Yeah. It's not a very comfortable sitting position.
Yeah, it's not at all.
For 3 hours.
It's not. It actually isn't. But I know we spoke about, because I've obviously gone into the March thing. I forgot. We could actually have the potential to derail though. Like in terms of City's title hopes, Liverpool's title hopes. We have an opportunity to make some noise actually, and I kind of have this. I don't know if it's delusions or grandeur. I'm kind of thinking, is there a possibility that because we go into these games with a lesser pressure than we've actually had, there's going to be pressure, but it's a different kind of pressure. We had 12 games where United are expected to win basically all of them. You go into games where we're not exactly expected to win. Are United set up to win those kind of games? You know what I mean? Is there a possibility that we can pull the cat out of the bag in
Well, this is the thing. We've played against tricky teams that just want to defend against us. Yeah. We've not really seen teams that want to come and attack us. And that's, for me, where you really find out what you're about as a team. Sometimes it's hard to look good against low-blocking teams.
Yeah.
Because there's no room there, and you struggle for rhythm because low blocks fucking work. And actually, you can look a lot better when a team goes for you. Like, did we look good against Leeds? Yeah, why? Because Leeds give you the opportunity sometimes. You've got to be able to clinical and go and take those opportunities.
Sometimes, I think all the time, they're all systems go in it, Leeds.
Yeah.
And just get destroyed. They're fans, though, for me. They're terrible.
One of the comments there is, like, what you want about, like, Brighton battered you. Did they batter us? Brighton are an effective team with like really, really solid team fundamentals. Potter has got them playing way beyond the sum of their parts. That's impressive.
I think people are suggesting that Rangnick's not really someone that was kind of you just get that standard new manager bounce. I think he's someone that does have a bit of a vision. He methodically kind of works out the kinks and kind of
that's what I was on about earlier.
builds it up.
I think we've what did he come in and do? He come in and was like, not intense enough, make us intense, not solid enough defensively. And as we were saying, it's a team game, attacking and defending. So he made us better defensively. Now you make us better defensively, you are going to clip our wings going forward to a degree.
Yep.
Then he's worked on, well, we're not playing through the thirds, we're not controlling games enough. Let's try to work on controlling stuff. And the thing is, every other team's going on the training ground every day. Like, it's not like you start at the 100-metre line and move forward. It's a moving 100-metre line. You have to kind of outpace everyone before you can even start making ground on anyone. So, he's managed to turn this around in the season, which is so fucking hard to do. Yes, there might be some traits that were undercooked under Oli, undercooked under Jose, that you can easily gain a bit of ground on. But things like your third man runs and some of the interplay that we had under Solskjaer was actually very good. It was actually something that they clearly worked on in training and they clearly were good at. And then you shackle them a little bit because now actually, Bruno, I need you a bit deeper. Yeah. I need you to do this. I need you to watch for this runner. And you do have an impact on what they're doing when they go forward and when they get the ball. And the fact that we've been able to see the changes in every single one of these aspects of play, and it ain't perfect, and it's not been immediate 0 to 100-mile-an-hour change. It's been gradual, but every week there's something else that you go, that looks worked on. That looks worked on. That looks better. Even if it's 1% better, it's getting better. I don't necessarily think there's anything you got to think as well. You got to think when a manager comes in to do a team job, he has to improve the team. Individual player decision-making is always going to be what it falls up and down on.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of work on, when we do our video stuff, we talk through good and bad decisions a lot of the time, don't we? This might have been better. This might have been better. Here, there's other options. Because decision-making is one of the most fundamental things to how your team plays and functions. And if you know what the manager's looking for as a bigger picture, you can then implement that a little bit easier. We have a thing that we're looking for, hit the byline and cut it back, right? That's something that we look for. So if we get the tape up and repeatedly I see Ronaldo going past his last man and then putting a big ball into the back post, I'm going to go, that's not what you're doing. And sometimes when a team looks fluid, it's because it's a pattern of play that they've worked on. There might be something about beat your full back, put it front post. And that you're putting it into an area, unsighted often, but because there's a number 9 running across it, those things start to come off. And that's the sort of patterns of play, and that's the sort of movements where you go, oh, actually, some of the third man runs, they're almost NFL-style plays. It goes from Bruno to Pogba, Ronnie, get on your bike and move to the back post because this is where it's coming.
And you're capable of doing that because you've got that CDM cover. I know McTominay might not necessarily be the answer. I don't think he is in that position. He's definitely not. But when you do have the 3, there is more license for you and tend to make those bombs forward. And you get Pogba in. This is what Pogba's come back and then been great. He's been sensational since he's come back. And a lot of that is to do, the change in form could be to do with the fact that his contract's running down and he's kind of glamming himself up for his potential new club. But it's also the fact that it's systematically, he's playing in a position that is much more suited to him. When Pogba's best ever performances have been for France and Juve, it's been the left of a 3 or the left-hand side of a diamond. And he's able to play in that position now in a 3 that we've not been we didn't play when we was under Ole. He's not a double. He
did in his
not often
record-breaking
in his record-breaking run. He's not a double pivot player. And now I look back at it and thinking, you've got Pogba. Guys, if you like him or not, he's arguably the best player on the team from a talent perspective. Why would you not have your formation in a way, especially when United are struggling, where he's playing where he's best, rather than trying to make him fit into something else that he's not? Do you know what I mean? And now you're seeing how good he can be when he's tearing people to shreds down the left. When he did against the right back, someone that's 6'3", that big, shouldn't be able to do that. When he's flicking a ball over someone's head, look at the area of the pitch he's doing it. Yeah. Both times it was on the left side, and that's where he operates best. Yeah. And he can't do that if he's in a double pivot. If he's in the left of a 3, you see in the Pogba. I think he's more creative and he makes us better.
I think Bruno's more creative there as well because when he plays off the striker, in his head he thinks he's Dennis Bergkamp, I think.
Yeah,
and he thinks he's just another striker,
like a SS, like a second striker, innit?
Shadow Spitz for anyone who's in for that sort of. I think that's Dutch. But when you pull him back, for me, that De Bruyne half space back post cross, that's Bruno all day, man.
Yeah, and
I think he's really effective in that withdrawn number 8 kind of role. I think centrally, I think United are easy, Matt. I think when you play 4-2-3-1 and you have Bruno in the centre. Right, well, he's in the box because he thinks he's a 9. And then you have Ronaldo, and he thinks he's a 9, or he is a 9, so he's in the box. And then you had Greenwood, and you tell him he's playing right wing, and he's like, Amma. And he's going getting in the 9. Yeah. The penalty spot's got 3 United players and 4 opposition players because there's nobody else to mark. And then we wonder why we can't get shots off or we're low XG because you're getting fucking smushed in there. There's no space. Whereas if you played... and I think this is one of the reasons why you are seeing Sancho on the left and you are seeing, to a degree, Rashford on the right. Because Rashford's right-footed and Sancho will hold the width on the left-hand side. And I think because they're looking to maybe go around the outside a little bit more, they're holding the width. And I think that's there's loads of people who ask me, why is he moving Rashford on there? And I thought Sancho was a right winger. I think it's to hold... And I think one of the reasons why he's preferred Dalot over Wan-Bissaka's because Dalot, even though his crossing's been... It's like he went to Italy, learned how to defend and forgot how to cross. Isn't it? Yeah,
because he's known for being good going forward and a good delivery, but now he's gone reverse way. He's become more defensive. And now when he gets into the final third, his delivery's not been any better than Wan-Bissaka's. I think all that he's improved on in going forward aspects than Wan-Bissaka is being able to progress between the boxes. He's better in the ball.
I think he's very good.
Can progress the ball with pitch, good passer.
And I think... when you've now got Dalot there, he's holding width. And if you've got Dalot, you've got Rashford, you've got 2 people that you as a defender, you have to go, I've got to go deal with that. When you look up and see Wan-Bissaka, you go, I'm just going to watch him fall over his feet. But I think when you've got those 2 over there, you have to do that. And then it stretches the defence. That gives Pogba and Bruno a little bit more room. They're also closer for that little angled pass back, which they can fire back into the box. They can look for a third man run to the back post or a front post run from Ronaldo. And if they want to switch it, Sancho's waiting there as well. Then you've got Tellers looking for the overlap on that side. When it's low blocks, which it's definitely going to be at times tonight, the width is how you beat it. And I think when United had Wan-Bissaka on one side, it was a waste of time. He didn't often get the support because it's either Lingard or Greenwood or someone who forgets that they're playing right wing and just comes central. So an opposition defence just narrows into death on the left-hand side, our left-hand side, they're right.
Kind of asking you to play.
Shaw, deals with Pogba, deals with Rashford, and then puts 2 men on Ronaldo because their left back on our right-hand side doesn't have to fucking worry about Wan-Bissaka.
That was literally our whole attack last season. Yeah. We did everything going down the left. It was Luke Shaw, Pogba, kind of Bruno hovering out over there in his 10 position, and Rashford, and that's all our attacking play was last season. And then teams started thinking, well, Wan-Bissaka's a liability. He's not great on the ball. He's not a great progressor of the ball. When it comes to passing, he's not much of an attacking threat. So they thought, let's shield our formation and our shape over to the left-hand side and force them to the right. And it was actually kind of making us a bit stale when we were going forward, especially against teams that low blocked a little bit because you didn't have a balance to your attack. And it's one of those where, even I remember statistically, I saw last season only Palace and Fulham attacked down the left side as much as United last season. Don't know if that's still the case this season, but it's something that has changed a little bit when we obviously had Dalot on the right and then you had whoever you had in front of him. You had Rashford, Greenwood, Alanga, whoever it was. And you had a little bit of a threat, and it makes you much, much harder to defend if you can come from 2 sides rather than just one.
Steiner there saying Carl Anker says Rashford's playing on the right, simplify he's playing and not overthink his role. I mean, Carl's very close to Marcus, so I think that might be from the horse's mouth. Anirud? Sorry, that's a difficult name to even read, let alone say. Slippy G has only won 1 game in 8 at Villa, yet the media never seem to mention him. Now, we're going to talk about that sausage after I talk to you about this sausage. Now, listen, you know what we're about to talk about. And when Will clicks on it so I can actually read what we're actually talking about, then here's what we're doing. It's Manscaped, right? You got to sort your shit out. You can't be walking around. And I know you're going, Steve, you look a little bit homeless today. I missed my barber appointment 2 weeks ago because I normally have it on Wednesdays, right? And my barber's a bit of a pain in the ass to get hold of. So you have to book at least 2 weeks in advance. And if you don't, you ain't getting fucking seen, fuckface. And I missed it because I put it on a different day than I usually go and threw my routine out. I tried to go on a Tuesday, completely forgot about it, didn't go. Gutted, still had to pay. So I'm going today. I'm going to sort my shit out. But do you know what I do at home? I do the other shit, right? And we keep that nice and clean and tidy, unlike my face at the moment, or my hair, which is why I've had a hat on for like the last 3 days. There's no hat for your balls, right? Especially when it comes to sexy time. You don't need the missus going, what's going on here? Yeah? You need to be going, whoa. That's what you need. Whose horse is that? That's what you want them to say. You don't need to be going, I've got some garden shears. I can have a fucking good go at that if you like. You don't need them saying that. You don't need asking if you need a line-up on your nutsack.
Sounds like PTSD.
Yeah. So, if you want to look after your shit, and summer's coming as well, you don't need to look like you've got someone with a fucking afro in a triangle, right?
You don't want that extra sweat either.
No, you don't. You want it just to like whoosh, straight down. And they actually give you them free boxes.
They give you free boxes, but you've also got that free ball deodorant for summer as well. Too many perks with Manscaped.
Too many perks. Not only that, it's a genuinely well-made, good product. Solid shaver. The 4.0 has got... Look, do you want me to go through it? Do you care that it's got a 400K LED? No, because I do my nuts in the light. I'm not a weirdo, right? But it is waterproof, so you can do it in the shower. Now, that's all right, because otherwise it could look like there's been a fucking explosion in a hair factory, can't it? Right? So you got to just do it in a shower. You can do it in a shower because it's waterproof. It's the on-the-go. It should be... I mean, they even give you this little wash bag with it as well, right? And the wash bag's the one. Keep it in your wash bag. Anytime you're going on the travel anywhere, just give it a fucking waz. Simple as. It's genuinely top, well-made stuff, and we can give you 20% off and free shipping. I know you're going to forget a gift for someone, and I know that you're going to forget somebody in your life. Oh, what am I going to get them? So just buy like, I don't know, 45 of these and have them stacked up in your house. And whenever it's someone's birthday, your missus or your mum or whoever in your life, like, what have you got for Uncle Martin's birthday? Oh, fucking hell, what have I got for Uncle Martin's birthday? When is it? Today. Manscaped. I'll get my Manscaped. And if you've got every... Because here's the thing, right? I know it's a nightmare. What the fuck am I going to buy him? Because I've got to be honest, blokes are a nightmare to buy for, aren't they? What am I going to buy him?
To be fair, a bloke's always going to be happy with boxes or socks. And you do get boxes in a Manscaped box.
Yeah, you don't get socks. But you do get 20% off and free shipping. So put that 20% towards getting yourself a load of new socks. New socks are the one as well, aren't they? New socks make you feel good.
Brilliant.
New socks do make you feel good.
I'm upset when I don't get new socks. Birthday.
No, I don't really dig getting them for my for birthdays and this, that, and other. But new socks do make you feel good. But anyway, nothing's going to make you feel good than having a nice, clean cock and balls. So get that shit wazzed out. Manscaped. XG20 is the code that you need. It's 20% off and it's free shipping. And like I said, when you're struggling for someone to buy, think, I'll let them sort the nuts out. Because you're not going to do it, are you? I hope. And if you're like, do you know what? I ain't got anyone in my life that I can buy a Manscaped for. Well, buy it for your fucking self and sort your shit out. It's soon to be summer, and it actually sounds like it's a summer that we're going to be allowed out. So sort your nuts out, because you can't be getting them out if they're not sorted out.
Manscaped's brilliant, man. I think people think we're taking a piss, but we're really not. Literally, it's the best product I've ever used, and it's helped me a lot in my private life, put it that way.
Chris says, if I give one to my missus, I'm in trouble. And I'll try it.
Can I shave my head with that as well? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. I've got, because obviously they've given us the 4.0, but I've still got the 3.0 because we've been doing it prior to that. Obviously, we've had Manscaped for a while, haven't we? And I usually do my mustache on my beard, but because I'm going today, I'm letting it rock and roll for the barber to do it today. But sometimes I'll do my mustache with it a little bit as well. Still got them both. And it comes in a nice little cool charger and all the rest of that sort of stuff. It's good stuff. It's genuinely good stuff. Salah says, and yeah, like Garson says, summer is coming. Yeah, you got to sort it out.
I thought he was on about what Gypsy King said. Gypsy King, are we going to sign Dutch farmer Ten Hag?
Yeah, I hope so. Do I think that Daloa Wan-Bissaka can stay at United for a long-term basis as a first-team player in the next 5 seasons? I think they might. I don't think they should. Yeah.
Being sold shaving gear by someone who looks like an extra from Hills of Eyes.
Yeah. But you're not looking at my balls, are you? Because they're immaculate. I already told you the reason why I look like this. Normally, my beard and hair's on point. I missed a fucking appointment, so it's been a month. I have to go every other week, otherwise I do look like you found me.
Listen, I spent the last 5 years of my life not being able to wait until I got facial hair and a beard. Now, it's the most difficult thing to maintain.
How should I shave the beard? Every other week. Every other week I shave it.
Yeah.
I don't. I haven't shaved it in years. The barber does. I just do my mustache every now and then. Will Ronaldo make it in the army? No.
Listen.
Absolutely fucking not.
Listen. There's no chance I'll step anywhere in the army. Think I'm fighting for this country. Anyway, not going to get into that.
So Steven Gerrard, 1 win in 8 at Villa. Am I shocked the media's saying nothing about it? No. In the same way that I wasn't shocked the way they didn't say anything about Frank Lampard being wank at Chelsea. I'm not shocked. I almost expect it from him.
Got their media darlings, innit? I've not put up a video recently talking about his presence again.
I think someone said he's won 1 game since that video.
So he's been jinxed.
Was it Everton? Has he won 1 game since Everton?
Slippy G.
I think that's the Everton game. Because he's got a walk. What the fuck does that mean?
It's because he walked staring at rival fans shouting at him and he thought he was the next coolest guy ever. It's embarrassing.
There we go. Let's have a look. So Villa won, Leeds, Newcastle they lost,
and Villa.
That Everton game was only a few.
And it's not
they haven't actually won since that game. Actually,
and it's not like Villa.
That's the only game they have won.
It's not like they haven't got a good. It's not like they don't have a good squad as well. They've got a good squad and a good team. Makes no sense. I think they've got
the last game they won, right, was Norwich. Keep it going. Let's find out, when did they appoint him?
Would you say they've got a top 8 caliber team? Personnel. Around that. Top half minimum.
It's top half, sure, yeah. So scroll up a little bit more, Will. Let's go past that Liverpool game. Keep going. Right, can't see now, it's behind the camera. Go down a bit. Right, so they lost to City. They beat Crystal Palace. They beat Brighton. When did he get appointed? So he won 3 and 4, I guess, which was Brighton, which was a good result.
You'd have to work
Palace,
it out. They've literally said it's 1 in 8.
All right, so he's 8 then, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep going. Oh, no, but no, he's already won 1 in 8, but he's not only managing.
Because he was managing when we played him.
Yeah. But they won. They beat Everton, lost to Chelsea. I think they beat Norwich, lost to Villa. Lost to Liverpool.
How long before he gets a sack then?
Well, the thing is, there's no media pressure on him. Because they'll love him.
Why?
I don't fucking know. I don't really liked him as a player.
You really, really don't rate Steven Gerrard as a player,
No, I don't.
I think he's good. But
fucking mega overrated. Royal Rovers shit. Where was he for the other 80 minutes? Oh, that's right. The reason they were 3-0 down in that final is because of him.
Definitely prefer
Positional
Lampard.
Discipline of a fucking paper bag in the wind.
I prefer Lampard out of the 2.
100%. Joe, the whole Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard argument is hilarious because the fucking real argument's where's Carrick in this? Probably above Steven Gerrard.
The thing is with Steven Gerrard is
opposition fans don't want to hear it. But
you know what Steven Gerrard thing where I struggle to knock him? It's just I feel like he always turned up though against United.
So?
Which always pissed me off. Him and Dirk Kuyt. What did Dirk Kuyt do against anyone else but that wasn't Manchester United? That's what I'd want to know.
No, you didn't.
That comment cannot be shown, mate. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I don't understand the obsession with Steven Gerrard.
Neither do I. I don't see it.
Lampard was a far better player.
Yeah, Frank Lampard a little bit more elegance than that too. Yeah. Maybe he was a little bit less Brexit, do you know what I mean? In his play style, which always has an effect, an impact on the way people see players for some reason, especially in English football. But that's why I think, I know I'm not going to criticise McTominay, but I see a lot of that. I got a lot of hate for this. I don't know if you're going to agree. I want the aggression and that in midfield and the tackling and that, but doesn't everyone think McTominay is rash and clumsy?
Yeah, he is.
Now, because no, but I'm saying I feel like he's going to cost us in a big game. In terms of the fact that he's on a collision course, he just steams in, all blood and guts, doesn't time his challenges. Like, I remember when obviously Paul Scholes was like that, but he was a bit give and take with Paul Scholes, because he had all that ability that he had on the ball. McTominay doesn't really have that counterbalance, so all McTominay's game is that kind of blood, guts and thunder. And even that part, he's just taking people out and getting booked. Do you know what I mean? We actually do severely need a CDM.
Oh,
and form or not, form or not,
semi sort of adapted into that position is just a needs must.
Yeah,
because there is literally nobody else that we could play there. And it's the same with Fred. Fred's really a number 8. He ain't a 6. And McTominay's probably a number 8. He ain't really a 6. To be a number 6 is fucking hard work, man. You've got to have serious spatial awareness. You've got to have a passing range to be able to stick it in behind. You've got to be able to keep it metronomic and keep it ticking. Yeah. You've got to have like a real range of abilities. You've also got to be able to take it from being on that defensive line and stick a line breaking pass into the feet of the striker. Michael Carrick could do all of those things. Then you've got to have the defensive awareness to be able to stop balls through passing lanes. You've got to be physical enough to cut around and cover in behind the left fullback, the right fullback. You've got to have the physicality to be able to smash someone in those areas as well. You should probably be 6'2", 6'3", so you can offer an aerial screen to the defence for if a team's going direct against you.
Obviously, definitively need to be tall.
No, you don't. But I think if you was drawing up your list of what you would want, because even Busquets was like 6'2" or something.
You're just describing Rodri.
All right, yeah.
But
if I was saying what's my archetype of number 6, it probably is him. Maybe someone a little bit quicker, because I don't think he's the quickest.
No, he's not. But he's not slow. It's one of those where I believe you've got a pretty good idea, and we've got a pretty good idea of the CDM that we do need to get. I swear you've got a video coming out tomorrow on it, don't you?
Yeah, we've got a video on it tomorrow. A midfielder that I think makes a difference. He ticks a lot of those boxes, if not all of those boxes.
No, I think he does. I think it's... I think it's explosion time if you do get him,
I still think there's other areas that are deficient. And here's the thing, is that the Manchester United board, in my opinion, think that every summer they think one player fixes what we're doing, and it ain't.
That's the problem, though, because every single transfer window that you approach that mindset carries on to the next. So then your list of needs just continues to increase.
It almost needs to be.
Yeah.
You have to have, and this has to be someone with power, balls, and insight and vision. You have to sit down and you have to go, right, okay, when I look at this squad, what is my squad in 5 years? So you have to look at it today and in 3 and 5 years. Today, 3 and 5, right? And you have to say, right, okay, if I had to go through this squad, how old's De Gea now? Is he 30?
He's older than that. I think he's like 33-ish.
No, I don't think he is.
32-ish.
I think, have a look how old De Gea is for us. I think he might be 30.
No, he's gone past 30. Surely.
31.
31, all right.
So you have to say, right, is De Gea going to be here in 5 years? And you go, well, if he is, it's probably his last contract, right? So is he going to be here in 3 years? Yeah, I could make that case, yeah? So you got next season, 3 years, 5 years. Is he going to be here next season? Yes. Then probable, and then more likely not. Okay, so what we need to do is either identify an 18, 19-year-old goalkeeper now and be working on bringing him in and making sure he's ready, and also have a backup in case that don't work. All right, cool. Who's our left back? Luke Shaw. Should he be here next season? Realistically, no. But financially, probably yes. Okay. Is he going to be our fullback in 3 years' time? On an age thing, okay. On an ability thing, no, we can probably and should be probably doing a lot better than him. And then you got to go through every single position. Yeah. Ronaldo, is he going to be here next season? Fucking doubtful. Is he going to be here in 3 seasons? Almost certainly not. Is he going to be here in 5 seasons? Definitely not. We need a striker. Who's our backup striker? Cavani. Ditto. Just fucking copy-paste everything you've just said there. Okay, who's our right winger? We thought it was Jadon Sancho. He's actually playing on the left now. So do we need a right winger? We probably need a right winger.
That's what's happened now, isn't it? It's fucking nightmare.
And then you go through that. Who's our number 6? Yeah, we don't fucking have one. Can Jimmy Garner be the number 6? He's more of a number 8. Right. So do we need a number 6? We need a number 6. So let's say it's the guy that we're not naming until tomorrow. Would he do us for next season? Yes. Would he do us for in 3 years? Yes. Would he do us for 5 years? Yes. Well, he would be worth spending good money on then. Is he going to be someone that we believe is someone in the Ruud van Nistelrooy sort of stratosphere. He's here, and we can take him to here. Can we do what we did with Rio, with Vidic, with Keane, with Rooney? People that we go, yeah, I can see them going there, world class. Can we see him being world class? Yes, we can. Right, there you go then. And then you have to go through all of the squad, and you've said, okay, we've gone through all of the squad, and we've said, right, our needs this summer is a world class, probable potential number 6 and striker, and we'll make do with the 8s. And we'll make do with on a wing because we'll give Alanga another shake of the dice. We'll have Ahmad back and we'll see if he's up to it. You've still got Rashford, you've still got Sancho, you've still got Alanga.
I know you're not mentioning Pelestri. It's a low, mate.
Yeah, I'm not really digging him. And then you go, right, we'll make do with what we've got in these areas and we'll prioritise a striker and that. What about centre-half? Well, actually, I think we probably realised Maguire might not be the one. Has he got a resale value? It's a massive loss if it is. Is Mengi ready? Realistically, no. Is Bernard ready? Realistically, no. Okay, could they be ready in 3 years? Realistically, yes. And if they're ready in 3 years, they'll still be here in 5 years. But the question mark is, are they ready for first team next season?
So
probably not.
So if you were to rank the top 3 needs going into the summer, you're putting CDM, then what striker?
CDM striker.
Centre-half. Or
I think.
Or is it?
I think you could easily make a case for fullback.
What is the top 3 needs this summer for United?
You could easily make a case for fullback. You could easily say centre-half's a little bit further down the list because we've got a couple that you go, well, it's not perfect, but it'll do. It'll do. Your winger's probably ahead of centre-half. If Fred, I've said this for ages, man, if Fred and McTominay become your off-the-bench number 8s, let's say you've got Bruno and you manage to pick up Tielemans, right? Yeah. And you say, yeah, we got Bruno and we got Tielemans. They're our first choice number 8s and we have this number 6 who plays behind them. That's our go-to. You go, okay, cool. What's coming off the bench? Well, you got Garner, you've got McTominay, you've got Fred, and you've still got Matic once a month. And you go, all right, fuck it, fine.
Do you literally think it's feasible for us to go into the transfer window, sign someone like a Tielemans, a striker, and the CDM that we need?
Like,
especially
the one we're talking about tomorrow is not Kamara, but if you picked up a Kamara for free, you get Tielemans for 30 million, you should have some dough to spend on a striker. Now, we spoke about Jonathan David last week.
Yeah.
What's he going to cost you, 50 mil?
Yeah, he played Stamford Bridge last night. Apparently, he couldn't get in the game, got crowded out.
So you got someone like Jonathan David, potentially 50 mil. Nkunku, probably about 40 mil. There was some talk about Harry Kane for 100 mil. I'd rather lick the carpet.
Darwin Núñez
is another one that I think a lot of people are going to be hot for. He could move this summer.
Saying he's like
someone like Dortmund could go for, couldn't he? If Haaland bounces.
He's saying he's like a Cavani regen. I don't see him going Germany though. I think he's more Premier League suited than even the league he's playing in.
Yeah, maybe. So there's players out there putting on good numbers now, and then do they pass the 1-3-5 test? I think all of these do really.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you have to do is you have to go, right, okay, we'll address these 3 or 2 this summer.
Yeah.
He'll have to do, let's say it's a Luke Shaw situation, you go, right, if we address these 3, who becomes the weakness?
Isaac's good.
Isaac's a good shout as well. I said there is players out there. It's not like you go, like with the manager situation, I go, I don't fucking know. I really don't know. With striker, you go, oh, I can give you 5 options. With number 6, I can give you 5 options. With a number 8, if you lose Pogba, which I think you're probably gonna, I can give you 5 options. If you say, right, okay, we're going to address 6, 8, 9 in this summer.
Yeah.
7 and 3 are going to have to wait. Okay, well, let's identify them now. Approach them at Christmas for the summer transfer. Do it fucking early. If you know you want them, do it.
Where does the right back come in? Because there's a lot of people saying right back. A lot of people disgruntled with
and actually,
Wan-Bissaka and Delon not probably starting right back quality.
No, here's the thing, right? Wan-Bissaka, if you're going to be a front foot facing team, he ain't the answer. And Delon's better than him, but he ain't the answer either. You know, he's being better than Wan-Bissaka means he plays, but there's a lot better out there. I mean, we had the chance to sign Hakimi 3 years ago or something and just fucked it right up. Asked him who he was.
That's because
you're going to know about me sooner or later.
That's United's transfer policy. We don't take gambles on young players with potential. We are the ones that buy this player, once their transfer value has reached 100 million and they've actually been scooped up by other big teams in Europe or in the Premier League. That's when when
Solskjaer was at Mulder, I reckon, and I'd love to have him on a podcast and talk to him about this. I reckon, in fact, he might have even addressed this already in a conference somewhere. I reckon he probably said to United, "This fucking kid's unreal. 17-year-old, he's just fucking smashed it for us. He's probably going to go." Look, Salzburg are interested in him.
Salzburg, yeah.
Just fucking take him. He's 17.
But they'll let him go Salzburg. He'll rip it up for Salzburg. He'll then end up going to Germany for about 20 million. He goes to Germany for 20 million. He's an amazing player. He's like 21, 22. Then their value skyrockets to like 60, 70 mil. That's when United will then go and try and buy him.
But we probably knew about him at Mulder. We probably knew about him before Ollie gave him his debut. That's the frustrating part, is that unless that's what we've just done with Hannibal, where we paid about 8 mil, I think, for Hannibal, and you go, this fucking kid will be special. But then in that case, then cool. And I spoke about this a few weeks ago. It might have been with you, actually. Yeah. Put something in place where you go, right, you spend your under 17 year in the under 18s trying to get into the team. You spend your under 18 year in the under 18s trying to dominate. You then spend your first year as a under 23. Yeah. You spend your first year in Portugal. I've seen it.
Yeah, exactly. Someone said Jeremy Doku for right wing. I'm a big fan of Jeremy Doku. Yeah. He started quite a few games for Belgium in the Euros as well.
There's also talk of Anthony, isn't it? But I'm not sure on him.
Yeah.
So you have a pathway for them. So you're going pitching to a 17-year-old Erling Haaland. You're going to finish this season, mate. You're not going to be in the first team. You're going to finish this season, and you're going to get used to playing English football in the under 18s, and you're going to dominate. Okay, cool. The next season, though, you're going to go on loan to Sporting, to Benfica, to Porto, to Boa Vista, to fucking whoever in the Portuguese league. Why the Portuguese league? It's technical and it's quick, but it's not quite as fucking physically intense. So as an 18, 19-year-old, you should go and thrive out there. Go and enjoy it. Come back. Now you're going to the Championship. You're going to the Championship as a 19, 20-year-old, the Jimmy Garner route. If you can prove yourself in there, then you're a fucking player. Same like the Jude Bellingham did. After that, third season, you're going to be a bench player for the first team, and you're either going to sink or swim. By the fourth season, we expect you to be trying to push for a first team place, 21, 22.
No, it's true, especially when we talk about, obviously a lot of people say Farmers League, and you talk down other leagues, League One, the French League. I think French League is the closest to the English League when it comes to physicality and pace.
Big boys, in it.
Yeah, I think the French League, people don't realise, I think it's the most comparative when it comes to physicality, stamina, speed.
I think the tackles are as hard. I think if I had to look around European football, I think in Germany the tackles aren't as hard. It's intense and it's fast, but I don't think
it's
there's
quick, but
nailed.
It's not as physical. It's more end to end.
Yeah, I think the Championship. Well, the Championship sits above all of those. I think the fucking referees in the Championship are like fucking ex-cons or something. They just fucking love a shanking.
Everything go.
So that's why I would say France, Portugal is a great place to go on loan, go and get your minutes, and then come to the Championship. Because what have we done? We know that you can play in English football at under 18s level. Now we expect you, if you're going to be a first team player, to dominate. What McNeil done, what Gomez done, what Greenwood done. Then go and prove it. Play men's football in a more technical open league at 18 to 19. Go prove it. Portugal, France, even Germany, if you could get that link up. Even Holland, actually. Great technical league. All right, cool. Now, in your 19 to 20 year, though, your second year, you got to play in a Championship. Championship teams probably love getting that, although the system for loans is changing it, so this might be not doable. You go play in the Championship, you go fucking smash it. You smash it in the Championship, there's a bench spot there. You can be like numbers 20 to 25 in the squad next year for the first team. And you ain't going to play a lot. You're going to get 10, 15 minutes here and there, but we're going to see you in training, and we're going to see what you're about. And you're going to play 11v11 in training, week in, week out. And we're going to find out what you're about. But by the time you get to your fourth apprenticeship year then of men's football, in your 21 to 22 year, you should be thinking about how you can make the jump to being the first team player. And if you don't, well, then we're going to fucking move you on.
Someone made a good point in saying that you can't quite compare and beat Dortmund to the jump, because the thing is with Dortmund and what they do is, if you scroll back up, someone said it. I agreed with them. If you scroll back up a second. Yeah, Steve, you just can't beat Dortmund in signing young players because they are showed enough development, game time, and also promised to join your dream club afterwards. Yeah. There is a bit of that with Dortmund.
There is. So you got to get in there beforehand. I mean, we did something with Romano on Monday. I think it's just come out just today, actually. And he was talking about some young Brazilian.
No, but they're talking about the fact that when they do sign those young players, they play them no matter what.
Oh, they do, yeah.
United
so
wouldn't.
Get in there
United wouldn't, no.
But you got to go in there before them.
And United won't play them, no.
Well, the same, right.
So you're saying you get him, loan him to Dortmund or something like that?
No, you get him and you have to establish, like Dortmund have done, you have to establish the pathway. So you have to establish the pathway before you can tell the pathway to everybody else. So you have to go in and say, you have to go in and do it, and then the next batch of recruits, like you fuck this lot of recruits up, Dortmund are going to beat you to the jump, right? They can't sign everyone, though. Luckily. Yeah. So here's what City have just done. City have just gone, I think this kid's either 15 or 16 in Brazil. I think he said Arsenal and Real Madrid have just inquired. I mean, you can have a look on 5. We've just had Romano talking about him. But basically, as everybody else has started to do the jump, City have agreed terms. He's a City player. Like, forget about him. Fuck off. We've already fucking dealt with him.
But what you talking about is Dortmund have literally, as someone's mentioned, have got a reputation now where they're now going to be an attractive club to all the best youngsters in the world. Yeah, so as in they're going to favour.
You've got to make this your thing now. You've got to make this pathway happen for United somehow. And that's how you get back. Like previously, 20 years ago, United going for a youngster. Yeah. United are getting that youngster.
Do you know, he's going to hate to say it, the closest to that in Premier League's Chelsea.
But they've not got enough of a pathway, in my opinion, of coming into the first team.
They usually don't, but they've gotten better with that.
They have got better, yeah.
I know they've got a bit of a... I think it's almost like they've got a monopoly of the whole of London, all the best youngsters.
Seems like it.
It seems like they do
because... Like £10,000 a week to youngsters, though.
Because you're looking at Chelsea now, who we're going to be competing with. They have 2 players that no one heard of, have gone on loan to Premier League clubs, not Championship clubs. When you got Conor Gallagher, who's gone to Crystal Palace.
Just fucking razzing it up.
You got Broha that's went to Southampton as their top scorer in the Premier League. They're going to come back to Chelsea next season almost as brand new signings and they're both going to have a transfer value of about 30 million each.
If not more.
If not more. And that's like,
Premier League proven.
That's going to be getting 2 players back for free that are now worth 60 million. And I'm thinking, what are Chelsea doing that are getting that? Because it looks scary the way they've got it. Because now you're going to look into the team. They've got Reece James playing, Hudson-Odoi, Trevor Chalobah. They're actually starting to incorporate the youngsters a bit. Yeah. It's about time. They've got about 900 billion, but that's what I feel like United need to have a similar model because that's what United's known for. We always bring in academy players through. We've got Rashford, we've got Lingard,
and that's where I want to get us back to having. We had the Antwerp thing, and I think we had a link up with Zaragoza, and we had a link up with Palmeiras, and I think we had one in Sweden somewhere. And the Glazers came in and was like, "What's that costing us? $20,000 a year? Fuck that shit!" And they just chopped them. They chopped the women's team. They chopped all of those link ups. And now you're seeing Manchester City obviously got Melbourne, they've got Girona, they've got a team in Uruguay, I think they've got a team in Brazil, they've got New York City. Like, they've got these link-ups across the fucking world. So if you're a kid in North America, they're getting you to New York City. Yeah. And then you've got an opportunity to come to City. If you're a kid in South, you're going to play you in South America, and then they don't have to worry about another team poaching you if you're the next big thing in South America, because they've already got fucking first dibs on you because you're at their feeder club. Same in Australia. Like they've got Melbourne in Australia, so if there's anyone in the fucking southeastern hemisphere, they're fucking dealing with that shit. Yeah. And United have got to play catch up. So for me, they've got to start establishing some link ups with places in every continent, because you never know where these kids are going to come from. Like a lot of people used to look down on African football, think it wasn't this, that, and the other. Are you fucking kidding me? In the last 20 years, some of the footballers that have come through Africa, probably one of the best players in the Premier League at the minute, several of the best players in the Premier League at the minute are African descent. So, or straight African players. Like, there's so many opportunities that I feel like United are close to. You know, why aren't we going? I mean, City are putting on these soccer camps across the fucking world. Liverpool are putting on these. Juventus and Real Madrid as well. There was a Juventus camp in Manchester. Do you know that?
Is there?
It was at the Trafford Centre, or it was advertised at the Trafford Centre. Like, you can go and train, they give you all the Juventus kit. It's just a fucking soccer camp, but do you know what they're doing? They're IDing any fucking kids. Keep an eye on them, keep a scout on them. That's what they're doing.
Is that why, obviously, when early doors, I think he had that huge offer from Juve before he broke into the United first team properly, Greenwood?
Maybe. I think he was well known anyway. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I was aware of him at 13.
Yeah, so it's like they do have this kind of international scouting system going on, and it's one of them. Someone's even said Livramento as well was on loan. Obviously, Tariq Lamptey went to Brighton from Chelsea as well.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like it's a carousel, but Chelsea have LA Galaxy, PSV Eindhoven, and Vitesse, who they send their players out to.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's true.
These link ups, United have fell behind in. And this is, do you know when people talk about the fucking Glazers and you go, they spent $1 billion? You're looking at it very superficially in what happens with the first team.
Because Roman spends, but Roman has a little bit of a passion for the game, and that like the Glazers don't, because apparently Roman's well into the academy and that. Like he goes and watches under 18s games.
Well, also that Chelsea academy is fucking funding itself. You know, them 20-30 million pound sales of everyone that they're making to another Premier League club because they've had him on loan, like you Tariq Lamptey. How much Lamptey go for? It's about 10 mil.
Not sure. What did Tariq Lamptey cost Brighton from Chelsea? Very interesting to find out. Some would have probably known anyway.
There you go. Go up. That was only $1 million.
It was only $1 million from under 23.
But you know what I mean? You get loads. So he was
some prize flip
he was a failure.
It was some prize flip for Brighton there when he do inevitably sell it.
I mean, if United go and ask how much to get Tariq Lamptey now, they're going to say 70 million with a straight face.
They're saying his values. That's wrong though. Saying it's not 17 million. It's much more than that.
Yeah, it'd be 70. Is what I'm saying. 70. Because if you're fucking United and I'm Brighton, you go, hey, Tariq Lamptey, what you saying? I go 70.
Can't be 70.
Why?
It'd be around 40, 50.
Nah, because all right, you play United, I'm playing Brighton, and you're interested.
Because Wan-Bissaka was 50.
There you go. That's my whole argument. I go.
They'll say that. Yeah, you got Wan-Bissaka for 50. Yeah.
Yeah. So go on, try and buy Lamptey off me.
Can I have Lamptey for £35 million?
Yeah, you can double it, or you can go fuck yourself. 70 million.
35 will give you a 10% sell-on fee.
Listen, fuckface, you pay
10% sell-on fee.
50 million. Well, hang on. This is Manchester United, right? Surely this is a destination club. That sell-on fee is a load of old arse. You want to keep him for 10 years, don't you?
Brighton,
no sell-on fee.
Brighton,
70 million.
All right, Brighton. Are you? And then I'll be like, are you doing that because we got Wan-Bissaka from Palace and they're rivals with you? Is it one of them?
Listen.
What is the problem?
Right, talk to me. Do you think Lamptey's a good player?
I think he's a great player.
Do you think he's better than Wan-Bissaka?
I'd say he's better. He's more of a modern day fullback. Okay,
cool. So we want 20 million more than what you paid for Wan-Bissaka. Fucked it. United can't go on offer 35 million.
But if I was in that position, I'd just be like, no.
Okay, cool. Guess what? You ain't buying him, then are you?
I'd just be like, no. For one, I'm not paying 20 million extra when we've sat here in a business negotiation. I'm trying to give you 50 million and you call me fuckface. You've lost all. Listen, we have a deal or no deal. 50 million.
No deal. Get the fuck out.
All right, fair enough. I think Brighton would end up saying, it's 50.
Maybe they would to 50, but you'd be well within their rights to ask for 70. And do you know what as well? I mean, this might change under what's seemingly new negotiation management now, but like we went to Crystal Palace and went, how much for that Wan-Bissaka? Probably thinking 30. And they went 50, and we went, fuck off, not paying 50.
I think after every
went back 3 months later and paid 50.
Imagine how much Palace were laughing after we got Wan-Bissaka for 50, the same way that Leicester would have after we got him for what?
So, fortunate enough to know some people who know some people, and someone told me, do you know that Wenger event?
Yeah.
So you know some of the people who were there at the Wenger event?
Yeah, I do.
One of the people that was there at that Wenger event was saying it was ripping Harry Maguire a new one.
Yeah.
I know you might have been with me when he said this actually as well, and he was like, I know blah, blah, blah at Leicester, and they were like, they've just bought our worst defender for 80 mil. Now, Leicester said to them, United came in and went, about that Harry Maguire lad. And I went, 80 million. I was like, fuck 80 million. Came back 2 months later and paid 80 million. We are shit at negotiating.
That is actually mad, because people are saying that he wasn't any better.
He got a cash discount.
He weren't any better than Wes Morgan. He weren't any better than Wes Morgan when he was there.
Oh, fuck me. So, I think if United ring up and ask for Lamptey and say 70 million, it probably end up being 70 million. And I also think that if you are Brighton, I think you look at the prices that English players are going for and you fucking hold out, you probably get it.
Exactly. What are the new Steiner 1108? What is the new loan rules? I've not heard of him.
I think it's like a maximum of 5 or 6 players on loan.
You can go on loan.
Time. Yeah, and that's it. So like Chelsea have like 25.
Yeah.
So here's what I think ends up happening. There'll be some sort of they'll be sold.
Yeah. With
a buyback clause. That Chelsea have the only refusal. Oh, yeah. Just some mad thing like that. Yeah. So right, so this is my phone. I'm gonna sell it here for
1 year contract.
For a 1 year deal, and I will buy it back again in May. And that'll be in the contract that you buy him back.
And that's the only way that team can accept taking him on loan.
Yeah, and it'll be it's going to be so there'll be a loan fee, right, which is the transfer fee, and then to give them us back, we'll pay you what you've paid back, or some shit like that. They'll be fuck around with it. It'll be gotten around.
Yeah,
it's like didn't Watford have some sort of a link up with an Italian club or an Italian agent? And they was only allowed to loan a certain amount of players, so they just signed them all on free transfers. And then they all went back the year after. And it's just like, I know what you're doing, but like... Oh, so that's only non-homegrown
It's only non-homegrown players.
Okay, so I probably should look...
I was going to say, 5 or 6... Yeah, I probably could look into it. It's an interesting one.
But
I think
Chelsea
that would have definitely...
Like 25 players on loan.
That's definitely happened because of how Chelsea kind of abused the loan rule.
And I thought... I'm not 100% sure I agree with... And they can feel how they want to feel, I guess. But like, I think some of the lower league clubs' attitudes to both like, the leasing.com trophy and the way loans work, and they call it Premier League clubs hoarding players.
Yeah.
Well, look, Leyton Orient, right? Fucking Mason Mount isn't ever just going to come and sign for you from Chelsea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if he's not at Chelsea, he's finding another top team to play for. Like, we're well within you're within your rights to try and sign whoever you want. Premier League teams aren't hoarding players. They've got a lot of players on their books because they're trying to find that one fucking first team player in there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't compete with them. Like, we can't kick off and say, "Oh, we was looking at a 16-year-old kid, but United signed him." That's life, mate. You know what I mean? And we go, "Oh, but come play for Paddock at level 13. We'll start you every week." Like, we've literally got a young lad that plays for us now. I've managed to keep him because he's getting 90 minutes because he's been offered to play only a few leagues higher and mostly on the bench. But in the summer, he's going to League One. Now, do you think I've got that same argument? Oh, actually, can we keep hold of him all year and play him 90 minutes? Fuck no. Now, we can get players on loan next year.
Yeah.
So there might be some of that, but reality, probably fucking not like.
Exactly.
Right, we're going to wrap it up there. But don't forget, if you want to sort your nuts out, and you should because it's summer, then check out the link in the description.
Wrapping that up? Nothing. Go on.
Yeah, wrap that up and all. And wrap it up with Manscaped and sort it out. No one wants to look at your big... no one wants a nutsack like my chin, do they? You don't. It's bad juju. Go check it out. 20% off, free shipping. XG20 is the code that you need. I'll be back later after the game, which hopefully is going to be a good game. I'm excited for this game.
Yes, I'm excited.
I'm excited for this game. I don't want to see us going with a back three nonsense. Let's play our game and see how it goes, because it could be a good matchup for us. March Madness starts now. Today might be the 23rd of Feb.
It's March. Like it's March after this weekend.
23rd of Feb today. Yeah. So yeah, 23rd of Feb. Getting them fucking mix. Someone says, stop being so distasteful. Fuck you. How about that? Shave your nuts. They definitely look like shit. See in a bit.
Identifies as someone that's
He identifies as a lazy person.
You leave it?
I've been here since like 8 this morning.
It's a tough 5 job.
Someone gets in half an hour late every day.
Not very punctual.
So I mean, you've never got married?
Who was the vicar, Joe? Who married them, Joe? That's the first 2 people.
So hang on,
they can't do anything as a throuple.
No, they could have had a kid, made that kid become a vicar, and then made that vicar marry them.
That's sex before marriage, though. Can't do that. Go to hell.
No, because wasn't Eve made from Adam's rib?
What?
Right, so...
We got a problem here, Cal.
I don't mind pineapples, I'm all good.
Pineapple on pizza? No way, no how, no chance. Pineapple should not be on a pizza.
Why is it bad to call United Man U? How do you have the inside scoop on United info? Do I support any other teams other than Man United? The fuck I do.